Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing another plan with me featuring Scribble Co. Again, I have been obsessed with her kits. I love them, but unfortunately I did have to use this one for a brief heart attack this week. But I did try to white out my sidebar ahead of time and I don't know what the heck happened. It like started peeling up like crazy. So I was like, whatever. But anyways, this kit was like brand new. She had just came out with it, I think the week before. I can't remember what it was called and I can't see the name of it. But anyways, it was some like medicine kit. Man, what was it called? Anyways, it's still in her shop, but I believe just the ultimate kit is in the shop. This is the mini kit with the additional glitter headers and the additional label sampler. I feel like when you get the label sampler, you really have like a lot of boxes and stuff. So yeah, this right now I am just laying out the foundation here, and I did use mostly silver foil. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but you know. So I'm using Wild Summer Designs date dots here and just some more whiting out. So for the next week, I actually pre-whited out everything so I don't white it out on camera. And I don't really know if anyone even cares to see the whiting out process or not. I mean, it's white out, so it's not really that hard, but yeah. So here I'm using the full box, the extra full box that came with the kit, because it is perfect to layer something on top. So the quote that I layered on top is from Station Stickers, and it says, "Just breathe," in silver foil. My baby, which he is 1, I had to take him to the emergency room, and obviously I needed to breathe because I was panic mode. Like, okay, so me and my husband, I guess our dynamic, you can say, is he basically does like all the sad dad stuff, right? Like when they give him a shot, or when they're going to like, you know, do whatever, you know, when they're tiny and they prick their feet. Like, he was the one that holds him down through everything. Like, he literally holds him down, and I can't, like, oh my gosh, it makes me cry, like, to see him crying, to hear him crying, and to know that, like, even though they're giving him a shot, like, it's gonna cause him pain or whatever. So I never, and my husband never misses a doctor's appointment, never. So I never had to take him to the doctor by myself, and it really freaked me out to, one, have to take him to the emergency room, and I was already freaking out because I had to take him to the emergency room, and then 2, like, they had to give him an x-ray, and anyways, I'll get there when I get there because I'm getting ahead of myself. So these overlays, the bow one is from Sadie Stickers, and the other sparkly one on the bottom is from Scribble Co. She had just came out with that too, I believe. These little stickers that I'm using in the sidebar, the bow with the line, those are from Sadie Stickers. And the scripts in this sidebar are also from Station Sticker as well. And so here I'm using overlays. So I use some overlays from Sticker Bloom, and I use some from oh my gosh, Scribble Co. Why can't I could not think of that. So yes, and I also kept his band that they put on him in the hospital. I kept his band, and I used those like things that you can buy from the Erin Condren, that you can like pop in and out. I don't know if you can hear it right now, but like you can just like pop them in and out. I bought those, so I stuck his medical bracelet, or the bracelet that he wore, in there to keep. But anyways, so here on Monday, it was, of course, Coffee Monday. I used the Andrea Munchkin from the kit, and we went to Marshall's, which again I used the Munchkin from the kit. And then my 3-year-old went to a kids camp for church. He went to the kids camp for 3 days, and this was his first day. And he goes to like the daycare, I guess you can say, like at church, like while you go to church, you know how they have like a little class for kids. Like, he normally goes there, but like since he's so familiar with that, it didn't bother him. Now when it's like unfamiliar or new, it does kind of bother him. So it took me a minute to get him like, you know, calm, and I walked in there and I sat with him and all that stuff. And then so I was able to leave without him throwing a fuss or like crying or anything. But then I started crying because it's 4 hours. It was a 4-hour camp there at church. So I took him there, and then I took a nap later on in the afternoon, and then we did go to Hemisphere Park downtown. And then we went to this place called Big Daddy's. It's like they have like mangonadas and like ice cream, but it's not like any kind of special ice cream. It's just like Bluebell ice cream. But they're mostly famous for like their mangonadas and like that kind of like sour, pickly, sour stuff. And that bear sticker, like holding a pile of ice cream on an ice cream cone, that is from Boba Bear Studios. So cute. And then here is my letters to Apollo script. I'm trying to like peel it off and put it on because it wasn't cut. So on Tuesday was kids camp day 2. This time my husband went. So on Monday he was working. It was just me and my son. So this day my husband went. So I went in like I did the day before, and I went to go take him in and sit with him and stuff. Well, he was pitching a fit before then because like now he knew what it was and he didn't want to stay. And he was crying, right? So I was like trying everything I could, like trying to bribe him, like I'll give you, you know, like cookies, or I'll give you gummy bears when you get out and all this other stuff. And my husband's like standing like way in the back. And every time I look at him, he's like, walk away. Like he's mouthing, walk away, walk away. So I can't, because like every time I try and get up, like my son grabs me and I'm like, oh my gosh, my heart was breaking. Like I did not want to make him stay if he was going to be spazzing out. But I knew like my husband's there. My husband's going to make him stay. So then, you know, I'm like talking to him or whatever. And finally he calms down. So I walk away. And then when I turn around and walk away, I hear him scream like bloody murder. And mind you, there's like music, it's loud. So for me to hear him like scream at the top of his lungs. So anyway, I turned around and like ran back because one, he was like screaming, and then 2, I didn't want him to like frighten the other kids that were already like kind of semi-scared. So I ran back over there, and then my husband comes, and he just, I don't know what he tells him, but he tells him something, and then he like tell him bye. So then we just left, and like he was crying. And so we're walking out, and my husband's like, let's just go. And so we're walking out, but I turn around and I don't go back in, but I go like on the side to where like I can see him, because I didn't want to leave until I knew he was calm. And within like 2 minutes, he stopped. Like he stopped immediately screaming, like he stopped like that high pitched screaming like right away. But like he stopped like kind of whining and crying like within 2 minutes, and he was fine. So thank God. And I cried again. I cried every single day that I dropped him off. No, okay. I cried both of those days that I dropped him off, but I cried every single day when I picked him up. Oh my gosh, because he was like, Mom, I missed you. And I just started crying. I was like, oh, I miss you too. How was your day? My husband's like, you're going to be a wreck when it comes time for school. I got cut off because my husband called, so I have no clue what I was talking about. But I think I was talking about Tuesday still. Okay, so Tuesday, dropped him off at the camp, and then we went to go pick up the food that we order online, and then we had another pool day, which was awesome. I put baked, but I make Rice Krispies, and anyways, baking just seemed easier to write. And then we had dinner at my parents' house, and we played Loteria, but I didn't know how to spell it, so I just put Mexican bingo. We played that, and it was so much fun. And my sister bet $20, so we were all betting like 50 cents, 25 cents, and she whips out $20, and then she's the one that wins. So, I mean, it was still fun. It was a lot of fun, actually. And then there was kids camp day 3, which I did not cry. He did not cry, but I cried when I picked him up. But it was the last day. It was a good day. It was nice. And then we had a breakfast date because when we dropped him off, the older kids, which is the 14-year-old and the 10-year-old, they were asleep at home, so they stayed with the 1-year-old who was still asleep. So everyone was at home, and me and my husband, after we dropped off the 3-year-old at the camp, we went to go have a breakfast date. So that was nice. I can't even remember the last time me and him were ever alone before like 7, when we normally do like a date night or something. So we had a breakfast date, and that breakfast sticker is so stinking cute, and that is from Happy Dia. Then we went to Costco, and then we went to SeaWorld first, but it didn't fit, so I had to like change the order around. We did go to SeaWorld first, and then after SeaWorld we picked up Whataburger on the way home. And then I did have some me time. I felt like I took a nap, like, you know, like when you're just laying there and then you fall asleep and you're like, oh my god, I didn't even know I fell asleep. So that's what happened to me, but I feel like I only fell asleep for like maybe 5 minutes. It wasn't even a 20-minute nap or a 10-minute nap, so I didn't really want to put a nap, but I did kind of take a nap. So that little sleeping bear is from Grin and Barrett. And then on Thursday, we did get to sleep in. Everybody went to bed late that night, so we all got some good rest, and we got a lot of sun because we had a pool day on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we were at SeaWorld, so we got a lot of sun. And then, so Thursday we slept in, I did some planning, I did some laundry, and I watched Jane the Virgin. It was just kind of like a decompress because we did a lot, and we had the kids for a long time that week. And we have the older kids, and then my niece, so she's 18. So we have the 18-year-old, we have a 14-year-old, we have a 10-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So the house is loud. Something's always happening, and yeah, everyone was gone. It was just me and the boys. So we just kind of chilled, regrouped. Here, like, you're getting a little glimpse of like how I store my stickers. I normally pull out all the stickers I want to use beforehand, but I wanted to use a bigger sticker for Jane the Virgin because I had pulled out like that little small icon from the kit, and I had like way too much space for that little tiny icon. So yeah, that is that. The planning time script is from Scribble Prince Co. So is the sleep in, so is the laundry time. And so on to Friday. So Friday, my mom came over with Chick-fil-A. Now Friday, the baby, who is 1, he did not wake up until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And he went to bed at like 10:30, 11 maybe. And he woke up at 1 o'clock. And that's because he didn't even technically wake up. I went to go wake him up at 1 o'clock. So when I wake him up, he never ever sleeps that late. I go wake him up, and he's just like really, really lethargic. It's like the only way that I could put it. And like my mom was there, and he normally always wants to eat as soon as he wakes up. He didn't want to eat. He didn't want to like go to my mom. He was just like laying on me. And at first I thought, okay, he just needs to like wake up. Okay, now 30 minutes later, he's still not waking up. So I'm like, well, like what's happening? Because he didn't feel hot. He wasn't coughing. He didn't have a runny nose. Like he didn't have any other signs, symptoms of anything besides just looking like lethargic and sleeping so much. So I'm like, I wonder if like maybe he has like a lot of sun. Like his lips weren't dry or chapped to say like he was dehydrated. Well, I mean, that's the only way I know to tell as far as like a baby. So anyways, I'm like, I don't know. So then I call my dad. Well, anytime he sees my dad, he goes crazy. So I have my dad call. And when my dad called, he didn't even look at the phone. Like, he didn't even want to look. So then I knew, like, okay, something is wrong with him. And again, like, I checked. He had no fever. There was nothing. So I'm like, I don't know. So I called the pediatrician. And I left a message because no one answered. So I called the pediatrician. And then hours go by, she still hasn't called me back. No one's called me back from there yet. And then he uses like I'm trying to think of like a better way to say it, but like he uses a restroom, right? He goes number 2 in his diaper. So I'm like, okay, and I'm about to change it. And then when I open his diaper, it is like legit foam, like foam, like a hand sanitizer foam in there, and it's like a beige tan colored, And I freaked out when I saw, because I have never in my life seen poop like foam. Like, it was just foam is the only way I could describe it. So when I saw that, I call back the pediatrician, and finally someone answers, and then she's like, "No, take him to the emergency room right away." So when she said that, I really started to freak out. When she's like, "Take him to the emergency room," so I like get all this stuff. I get someone to come and watch my older one, and I go take him to the emergency room. So I go like check him in, and every time, like, you know, you have to like, explain to the person you're checking in, explain to this nurse, explain to that nurse, explain to the doctor. So every time, like, I'm telling everyone, like, you know, basically why I'm there, they all keep asking me if he ingested chemicals. And like, we went to the pool and then we went to SeaWorld, right? So I'm thinking, well, the only thing is like maybe chlorine from the water, because he, like, maybe that's the only thing. But anyways, long story short, they gave him chest x-rays. They did a swab of his throat, and they were going to test his pee. But the chest x-rays came back and he has bronchitis. So the doctor said that sometimes the way the digestive system fights a virus or something is sometimes it can get diarrhea like that. Just like a weird type of diarrhea, and it could be because his body is like having a hard time fighting it, or maybe it's like at its peak, I guess, at that day, because the day before he was completely normal, and then, you know, the day after he was fine too. But the doctor also said, like, maybe the sun, like being out in the sun those 2 days along with having bronchitis kind of just pushed his body over the edge. And so that was his digestive system's way of battling it. That's the explanation that he gave us. And so they didn't end up testing his urine, because they would test the urine for chemicals, and since the x-ray came back positive, not positive, but since the x-ray shows, like, I guess that he has bronchitis, they were okay with that. And I was okay with that too, because I know that he hasn't ingested any chemicals here at the house. Now, like I said, like the chlorine, but he said the chlorine is like fine. Like, the chlorine from the pool is fine. He would have to drink like gallons of it for it to like mess him up. So yeah, that is crazy. So foamy poop could mean chemicals and ingested chemicals. Or he also said foamy poop would be bad if he was swimming in a lake. But he was in no lake. He was just in a pool and in SeaWorld. So yeah, that was like a heart attack. And then to hold him down while they were giving him a chest x-ray, oh my gosh, I started crying. And I hate when I cry, because I feel like people think like I'm weak, and it's not that I'm weak, it's just that I hate to see my baby crying, and I never have to do that. My husband's always there, and I was by myself for the whole thing, so it just made me so sad to see him like that. But thank God it was just bronchitis, and it wasn't anything worse, but it was a scary experience for me, and I am so happy that he is basically 100% better. So, whew, that was a long one. But yeah, that was it. Basically, my 3-year-old also got to go to the zoo by himself with his aunt, and he loved it. She said he absolutely loved it. So that is why I ended up using this kit for this week, because my baby ended up going to the emergency room. But that is everything that I have this week. Look at all this silver foily goodness. It is so shiny, so beautiful. I absolutely love it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and have a great day.